Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Museum of Glass. Today we have a guest artist, Nick Mount from Australia, and he'll be working with our resident team of glassblowers to make some of his sculptures. He's our guest artist from the previous Wednesday through this Sunday. So I'm just going to start you out they'll be out here. Oh, there they are. There's Nick in the light gray shirt. He's our guest artist. And the rest of the folks are our Museum of Glass Hot Shop team, our resident team of glassblowers who are extremely capable and are going to be working with Nick to make his sculptures. So I'm just going to start out with just a very quick introduction to how glassblowing works. Everything that we do here starts in our glass furnaces. The glass furnaces are the machines where you see the doors closed. There's two of them, one on each side of the studio. If you look up on the big screen, you'll see a diagram. That's what the furnaces look like inside. So in each of the furnaces is a big ceramic pot. In that ceramic pot is 1,000 pounds of melted glass. We keep the melted glass at 2,100 degrees Fahrenheit. 2,100 degrees, just to give you a little reference, is about as hot as the hottest volcano. So a glass furnace is pretty much like having your own private volcano. Instead of lava, we have glass, and we're going to use it to make stuff. At that temperature, at 2,100 degrees, the glass has the consistency of honey. So if you can imagine a giant crock pot full of honey, that's what our furnace is like. We want to get the glass out to make stuff. We take one of those steel pipes, those are called blowpipes, and we dip them into the melted glass like you're dipping into a big jar of honey. We dip it in, twirl it around, a little bit of glass sticks to the end of the pipe. The pipe is hollow, so when you blow, the ball of glass blows up like a balloon. Once you get the glass out of the furnace, is he telling the truth? I'm trying. So the glass is made out of cheese, which we mine off the moon, where cheese is made. Cheese, yeah. It's cheddar, sometimes Gruyere.
Soft cheese come from?
It's from soft brains of glassblowers. So once we get the glass out of the furnace, it only stays soft for a little while. It helps to think about wax. When wax gets hot, it gets soft, but fairly quickly it gets stiff again, right? Glass is the same way. So we heat it up, do whatever shaping or blowing we can while it's hot and soft. And when it starts to cool and stiffen, we go to the second type of furnace, and that's called the glory hole. The glory hole are the round furnaces with the doors open. Those have no glass in them. You can see the diagram up on the big screen. It's just a hot chamber for heating and softening the glass while we're working. If you've ever seen anybody work at a forge, making swords or horseshoes or ironware, they take the metal, put it in the fire, soften it, work on it a little bit with a hammer, put it back in the fire, soften it again, work on it a little more. That's basically the same routine you're going to see here with the glass. Can we put up the drawing? So this is a sculpture that we're going to be making. We did some of the preliminary work just before lunch. And now we're going to start to make the actual things.
Was there glass in that place?
No, not in the one straight ahead. That's the glory hole.
And so you picked up more material?
Yes, from the glass furnace, which is the one just to the right with the doors closed. So, yes. Nothing happens. In fact, there's a number of techniques that we do where you do suck in on purpose. Nope. I mean, you mean here or anywhere? Nope. Well, I mean, you can make as big an oven as you want. We have the size that we have here. Just to the left of center, that's our biggest glory hole. And that's, we only light that when we're making really big things. But we're not trying to make the biggest things possible. The pad, Ben is head of our glass shop in the olive shirt. The pad that he's shaping the glass with is just ordinary everyday newspaper. It's folded up a bunch of times and soaked in water. As long as the newspaper is wet, the paper doesn't burn too much, and it doesn't leave any marks as he shapes the glass. You'll notice that one of the glass blowers is seated to the left of the workbench. He's the person that's blowing. He's blowing through that steel tube and inflating the glass as the man sitting at the bench shapes it. This arrangement where one person blows and the other one shapes it is very typical of the Venetian style of glass blowing. Starting in 1979, a number of Venetian masters came here to the Northwest and began teaching the young Americans. And since that time, we work pretty much the way they work in Venice because we learned from Venetian masters.
There was a documentary, I don't know where to find it. Is it on PBS or the documentary that was filmed in here?
Yeah.
Is it PBS that I
Yeah.
saw it? It was an hour. It was long.
Yep.
It's well worth seeing.
That was a long time.
Were you in it?
Nope. Oh, maybe I am. I don't know. I was here. I was doing
You look exactly the same.
what?
I'm teasing you.
The same. If you
The iridescence they put on there in a powder, is that called frit?
Frit is crushed up colored glass. Can we put up the Frit photo? So that's Frit. It's just crushed up colored glass. And sometimes, if we want to color something quickly and we're not too particular about the color being absolutely even, we just roll the clear glass in the little chips of colored glass. They stick to the outside, and then we melt them on, and we get a layer of color. We use it when we're not too concerned about the uniformity of the color. So now Ben is shaping the glass using a tool called the block. The tool is made out of wood. It's stored in a bucket of water. As long as the wood is wet, the tool doesn't burn. It doesn't leave any marks as he shapes the glass. What type of wood? It's usually some kind of fruit wood, cherry, apple, pear. Here in Northwest, we use cherry. I guess in Germany they use pear. It's just the fruit woods are dense, so they burn slowly, and they also have very little resin, so it doesn't smoke. Thank you, Chris. So now he's using the newspaper. And you can see Nick sitting to the left. He's blowing as Ben shapes the glass with a pad of wet newspaper. Can we put up the newspaper photo? So when we reach into the furnace to get the glass out, it gets the metal pipes hot. So we take them over to that trough. That's called the pipe cooler. We just spray water on the metal pipe. That cools it down and makes it easier to hold. Has anybody got any questions so far? Oh, it's going to be the sculpture that I showed you in the drawing. Can we put up the sculpture drawing again? So it's going to be made in two pieces. This, I think, is going to be the top piece right here. So it's going to be... No, that's from his sketchbook. I just photographed it and put it up on the big screen. He pointed the what? Yeah, just make it longer. The glass is softer than it looks, so when you point it down at an angle, the glass stretches under its own weight, making the bubble long. Yes. Yes, we made the pattern earlier, just before lunch. We use these little glass tiles. Let's see. They're called Marini. We laid out the pattern on a ceramic plate, heated it up, and then we rolled it into a tube, closed the end of the tube, and then we had a bubble with the mosaic pattern in it. The technique is called Marini, and it dates back to the 1st or 2nd century BC. So it's an ancient technique. Yeah. The steel rod only gets really hot when we reach into the furnace to get the glass. When we're working it like this, it doesn't get very hot. There's several reasons why it doesn't. One is the pipe is really long, and so people think about their own homes. They think about a frying pan on the stove and the handle gets hot. That handle is 8 or 9 inches long. These are 4.5 feet long, so there's much more surface area to dissipate the heat. The only time they get really hot is when we reach into the furnace to get more glass. And then we take them over to the pipe cooler, spray water on the metal pipe, and that cools it down.
If you had a change of heart.
Hi, how are you guys? How are you doing? Good. You guys have any questions? They're making a sculpture for our guest artist, Manuel Gray, Nick Mount from Australia. Could we put up the sculpture drawing again? So that's the drawing that we're working from. You guys know about our contest for kids? Any kid 12 or under? I'm guessing you are. copies. One for the kids to keep and one for the museum collection. Free to enter the contest. No money involved. Pick yours. We'll call you up. You bring the whole family down, and we'll make it right in front of you.
12 for one more week.
What?
It's only going to be
12, but 12 is good, but 13 no good. 12. So there's a table out in the lobby, drawing materials, entry forms, and so you can keep drawing and cross your fingers that you win. And you'll see some examples out there in the lobby of the kids, things that were made by the
yeah,
kids.
maybe that one with the skateboard we were looking at. You know, maybe a kid designed that.
Yes.
Very
Yes. That's a kid. Yes.
When he's rolling it, she has the piece of wood next to it. What's she doing?
She's shielding the glassblower's hand from the heat.
That was a guess. We just didn't know. We were curious if that's what it was.
The heat that comes off the glass is radiant heat, like an outdoor heater, like on a construction site. So it heats the first thing it strikes. So if you put the paddle in between the hand and the glass, the paddle gets hot in the hand. So Ben's checking the dimensions. Yes. Do they have different temperatures? No. No. We keep them at a constant temperature. The longer we put it in that oven, the hotter it gets. So we vary the amount of time we put it in there, not the temperature of the oven itself. Two-piece. Did you see the drawing? Yeah. No, that's one piece. That's, I think, going to be the top, and then we'll blow another one similar for the bottom piece. So Nick is holding a wooden paddle against the bottom. Make it nice and flat. And Ben, in the olive shirt, is checking the diameter. We check the sizes of these things, not so much for the size, but so that we maintain the proportions that the artist wants. Especially when we're making things that are not made all at one time. So if we make a bottom piece, we don't want to have a very large top piece and a small bottom piece. So we check the dimensions as we're making it.
Where is Ben's favorite place to get pizza?
I don't know. He lives here in Tacoma. I don't live in Tacoma, so I don't know the pizza here.
What's Ben's favorite place?
What?
What's Ben's favorite place?
Who's paying? Can we put up some of Mr. Mount's sculptures? We have a selection of artwork by a guest artist, Nick Mount. The burners are gray. When you turn them on to cook something, they glow orange for a little while. Turn them off, they cool down, they're gray again. The glass is the same way. So it's just, it temporarily looks different, but it's not actually changing the actual color of the glass. Does that make sense? Hi. Do you guys have any questions? What's he doing? There you go. So we're going to attach another pipe over the hole that we drilled. And this way we'll be able to blow into that form even after we remove it from the original pipe. We'll drip some water where we want to break it away from the original pipe. Give the pipe a tap. And off it comes. So now that section's held from the bottom, the top is exposed, the top can now be heated and shaped, and because we drilled that hole, we can still blow into that form. So we're going to close off that little hole at the top.
What's the finished product going to be?
We're making a sculpture. Can we put up a sculpture drawing? Yeah. So that's the design by our guest artist, Nick Mount, man in the light gray shirt. Yes, this is a top piece. Thank you. Yeah, I started We're going to stretch the glass out at the top of that form, and then we're going to squeeze it down and close it up. Has been shapes the glass. His assistant is holding a wooden paddle in front of his arm to shield him from the heat. The heat that comes off the glass is radiant heat, like an outdoor heater. It heats the first thing it strikes. So if we put the wooden paddle between the arm and the glass, the paddle gets hot and the arm does. When we hold it down at an angle like that, the bubble stretches under its own weight. So we're trying to get the proportions just the way Mr. Mount wants them. Yes,
How hot is the furnace?
2,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
How do they get the checkering on there? Is that before?
We started out, we did with these little glass tiles called Marini. We made laid out a little checkered pattern with the tiles. We rolled it up into a tube, closed the end of the tube, then we had a bubble with the checked pattern in it. Can we put up a Marini pattern? So this is an example. This is not this piece, but an example from another piece. But you can see on the right side, those are the little tiles. They're called Marini. And so we can lay out a pattern, and then we roll it up, and we can make the two-dimensional mosaic pattern into a three-dimensional object. This is a very old, yeah, they're even smaller. I'll show you one.
Oh, those are small. So is this also glass?
Yep. Glass comes in transparent colors, but it also comes in a million opaque colors.
Huh. Wild. Thank you.
Thank you.
They keep pinching, right?
What?
They keep pinching and pulling some off the elongated a little bit, it looks
I
like,
would
but
be
do you know how
guessing.
thick?
I don't know. I would be guessing. I would say maybe 3/16 something. Glass has an amazing ability to stretch. So they make fiber optics out of glass. They use a a bar that's like this big. They stretch it out. They can get it up to 14 miles. And the fiber optic fiber is usually thinner than in your hand. But what they do instead of stretching out all the way is they roll it up on a spool. Nothing wrong with their eyesight. We just wear.
Staring into that.
have it tested by OSHA. There's no excess infrared or ultraviolet that can hurt you.
Okay.
We were testing.
Yeah. Seems like you at least see spots.
Right.
I'll say. You know.
Right. You get used to it. It's not a real danger to your health.
Yeah.
So we're going to add two kind of two circular pads to the side of the sculpture. Mr. Mount say these are mimic headphones. So like the ear cups of headphones. So this whole sculpture is supposed to be somewhat anthropomorphic. So this part, there's the head part, and the next part we'll make will be the body part. And so we're heating up the spots. We're going to add the headphones, the ear cups. So we made these earlier in the day. The gloves that Ben in the olive shirt. The gloves that he's using are made out of Kevlar. Kevlar is a fire-resistant insulating material. It's what firemen wear when they go into a burning building. So we're going to drill a small hole where we add the next ear cup, the headphone. The drill is an ordinary electric drill. The bit is a sharpened rod of tungsten. We heat the tungsten rod till it's glowing, and then we can drill right into the hot glass. So these little circular additions, we made those before lunch, and they've been staying warm in this silver oven with the curved side. This is called the garage. We call it the garage because that's where we park stuff until we're ready to use it. No, just the hot glass sticks to hot glass. If you think of it as if it was made out of wax. If you got the two things hot and you pressed them together, they'd stick to each other. No, it allows us to blow. When we blow into that form, it can not only inflate the central form, but we can inflate the two side attachments. Mr. Mount, our guest artist from Australia, is a pioneer in Australian glass. He started one of the first independent glass studios in Australia in 1974. He's been working in glass ever since. And after he works here with our team, he's going to go and he's going to teach at the world famous Pilchuck Glass School. The Pilchuck Glass School was started in 1971 by the artist Dale Chihuly. It's about 80 miles north of here, up in the middle of a tree farm. And they have the best artists from all over the world. And people go there and take seminars with master engravers, master blowers, and nope. Nope. This is my job. Yep, that's it. Nope, not a bad job. It's a job. So we're going to transfer the top section from the pipe we have it on now to another rod called the punty, P-U-N-T-Y. The punty is just going to act as a temporary handle to hold this section from the top. Once again, we use water to break the glass away. So we have a little extra glass where it was formerly attached. We're going to heat that up with the torch, and we're going to cut that away. The torch in his hand is a propane and oxygen torch. It has a 5,000 degree flame. It allows us to get one small area of the glass very hot very quickly. Glass is a very poor conductor of heat, so it's possible to get one part of it very hot without affecting the rest of the shape. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it. So we're going to cut off that extra glass. So we'll squeeze it down. We're going to leave a little hole there, so when we connect the other piece, we can blow air through the two sections. I'm going to bust off that excess clear. Do you guys have any questions? Good. Do you have any questions?
The guy with the sunglasses, he's the artist that's visiting that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's the guy in the light gray shirt.
Nice. And then you said he's going to Pilchuck after this?
Yes. Are you in your class?
No, my best friend though.
Oh, okay.
My best friend's an artist and she used to go to Pilchuck in the summers.
Oh, yeah, what's her name? Maybe I know her.
Vivian Rapp? Vivian Rapp?
No.
VCR? Out of Cleveland.
That's probably why I don't know her.
I didn't have any expectations, but I'm excited to watch the show. I get to watch her do her thing often, but I still loved watching.
Cool. These guys have super good glasses.
Yeah, everyone's just so chill. Like,
Because they're good. I mean, everything they're doing is hugely harder than it looks.
Yeah, I hardly see them like communicating much either. Like they just know what to do.
Mostly, they are talking to each other, but you can't hear it from where you're sitting.
Yeah.
So it seems a little more silent and automatic than it is.
Are you an artist? Do you make as well?
I'm mostly a glass painter. I was a glass blower for about 10 years. Mostly painting on glass, especially.
Look at that.
And the tall guy in the olive shirt, and Abe in the baseball hat, they've been blowing glass for over 30 years.
Look familiar. They look familiar. I feel like I've seen their faces somewhere.
Possibly, yeah.
I watch the shows and stuff.
Oh, what you mean, like Blown Away? Yeah. Van was on Blown Away, but as a judge, not as a contestant.
Which one?
Tall guy with an olive shirt, Ben Cobb. He was a guest judge, but not a contestant. A lot of the contestants actually come from this area.
Yeah.
We know a lot.
Yeah. My friend has told me about how small the world is and how everyone knows each other.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
it's really tight knit.
I would say when I was growing up in it, everyone really knows. Now it's getting a little bigger, but it is pretty tight. I would say it's the most socially tied of all the art forms.
It's beautiful.
So I mean, I probably know Nick for probably 30 years, and he's in Australia.
You've been doing this forever?
50 years,
It's a long time. It's a long time.
just
You
getting
got-
started.
That's the fucking spirit. That's the fucking spirit.
It's a very Well, I mean, yeah. So can this? You can do glass blowing as sort of a utilitarian thing, or you could do it as an art. It depends on how you approach it.
Just like anything. Makes
Yeah.
me happy to see passionate people doing shit though.
Oh yeah.
There's no more.
Yeah. So it's,
Are they gonna add on these pieces too?
those, well, these are the little headphone pieces.
Add those ones onto
Not
it?
to this one, but they're going to be on one of the succeeding ones. So we pre-made these. You know, this we stream this to the internet.
That's cool. I didn't know I could watch anytime.
Or if your friend wants to.
She's working right now. I have a bunch of pictures I'm gonna send her though.
Okay.
The piece that they're making, what's it gonna be for? Is it?
It's a sculpture. You know, he'll put it in an art gallery and sell it to a millionaire.
Gotcha. It was just out of his heart. It's
Yes.
not- That's
Just
good.
what he wants to make.
That makes me happy.
Patchwork pattern.
Yes.
When does that get put on there?
It's on there now. It's just
It's
hard to see because of the glow of the heat.
It's inside?
Yes.
It's in the glass inside?
So we laid out the original pattern in these
When did that go on? Or in?
right at the very beginning, when it was really tiny.
I guess I missed it.
No, you weren't here. It was before.
I guess I
We
missed
made the pattern before lunch. We made a little tube with the mosaic pattern of these little tiles, and then we covered it with clear glass and then blew it up. Can we put up the Marini pattern? So we lay out our pattern like you see up there with the little tiles. These are called Marini. And we rolled it up into a tube, closed the end of the tube. Then we have a little bubble with a checkered pattern in it. And then we've coated that several times with clear glass and blew it up. What?
Was that before you put it in the hot oven? The one on the far left there?
No, no. It was, I mean, it was.
I just didn't see how it got.
Well, it didn't happen while you were here, so you didn't see it.
Okay.
But so he made a little pattern. It was like this big of the little check thing. Rolled it up into a tube, closed the end of the tube. Then we have a little bubble with the pattern in it. We coated that with several layers of clear glass and then blew it up to its full size and the pattern stretched. You can see the size of these. You can see that the square. What?
When it cools down, you'll begin to show.
Yes, it'll show more. Colors are distorted by the heat now. Everything looks a little funny. But thank you. So you see the thing that he's got now? See at the end of that pipe? Yeah, that's the little bubble with the pattern in it. We're going to coat that several times with clear glass and then blow it up. It is. It's ancient magic. This is like what? What'd you say? That's okay. Oh, there must be an app for that. Oh, there you go. Fortunately, not yet. Maybe AI will put us out of business.
I kind of doubt that. Too much manual labor
So that little bubble has the same patterning in it as you saw in the piece that we just finished. So we've taken that top section with the pointy cone shape. We put that in the garage. The garage is that silver oven with the curved side. It operates at about half the temperature of the furnaces. It's hot enough to keep the glass from breaking, but it's not hot enough to make it soft. So whatever goes in there stays warm, holds its shape. So we're going to make the bottom piece, and then we'll pull the top piece out and stick the two together.
Tell them that this music, no matter how much you love it, get sucked in, drained, you are drained into this music. Remind them it's all AI. It is. AI music? What? AI music? Or do you have
He's actually done some music things, but not. Got a little band. He's a scientist at MIT.
Where you can just program in a song like this. You can say play. You know, you can. I can go to AI and get some new work. Look at my old work and talk to Logic. What should I make next? Tell me.
Maybe wrong, maybe right.
And you don't believe it. Oh no. It's absolutely perfect. It's not perfect. It is perfect. It's got absence of tone, the voice, did your girlfriend we talked to over there? I don't know. Girlfriend.
He has some, her best friend is a class one.
Cleveland. It wouldn't be like, hey, turn that off. CIA.
And then, like, a fight would have ensued,
Bloke over
and I
there
would have received.
comes in every day to sleep. See your mate?
Then he must be my man. Definitely students my man.
That's what Ben said. He comes in every day and sleeps.
Beautiful.
It's a good environment. But
Really?
youth, nice and
Encourage napping.
it's a napster.
It's mostly so funny. A middle-aged couple. The woman will be kind of leaning in like this. Guy, back
leaning
his eyes
back.
fluttering.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see his elbow, the woman will elbow the guy. So the man sitting to the left, he's the guy that's blowing. He's blowing through that steel tube, the blowpipe, and inflating the glass while Ben, sitting at the bench, shapes it. The pad in his hand is just folded up newspaper soaked in water, everyday, ordinary newspaper. You saw that thing when it first started, it was just like little. Now it's going to get So now Ben has a tool in his hand called the jacks. He's going to squeeze the glass down and make a little notch in it. That notch is the place where he'll be able to break the glass away from the metal pipe once he's done shaping. The tool is called the jacks, and making that notch is called jacking it down. When he swings the glass around like that, he's trying to stretch the bubble out and make it longer. Do you guys have any questions? As the glass is cooler now, the pattern is no longer obscured by the glow. Have any questions or anything you want to know?
Hanging out.
Hi, how are you guys? How you doing? You guys have any questions?
I don't understand the board.
You don't understand what?
The board.
Oh,
thing.
they're shielding the glass blower's arm from the heat.
Okay, well now that
So
I
they're holding it. The heat's radiant heat like an outdoor heater. Heat's the first thing it strikes. So if you put the paddle between the arm and the glass, the paddle gets hot and the arm
okay,
does.
that makes sense then. Thank you.
No, the pattern was made earlier before lunch.
Okay.
We set up little mosaic glass tiles in a pattern, in a checkerboard pattern. And we heated up, squeezed the thing so they all stuck together, and then we rolled it into a little tube, closed the end of the tube, and then we have a bubble with the
And that's what he had over there.
Yeah, so we're dipping it in clear glass and then blowing it up like a balloon. Is making it bigger. So right now he's just got his thumb over the end. It's called capping. So the heat from the glass expands the air a little bit with a little back pressure so that when we press on the bottom to make it flat, it doesn't collapse. Yes. Well, you see, when the glass is really hot, the pattern is obscured by the glow from the heat. And as we get further on the process, we're not getting it as hot, and so there's not as much glow, so you see the pattern more clearly. Yeah, we're gonna switch it to another rod, grab it from the bottom, and then the top piece is already made in there, and then we're gonna stick the two together. Can we put up the sculpture drawing? So, ma'am, so this is the drawing. So right now we're working on that bottom section. The top section is in this silver oven, just staying warm. That oven operates about half the temperature of the furnaces. It's hot enough to keep it from breaking, but it's not hot enough to make it soft. So whatever goes in there stays warm, holds its shape, and we're ready to assemble the two. The garage is a silver oven with a curved side, yeah. Sure. Melt it.
Well, I get that, but it just doesn't seem logical.
Well, sand is little pieces of quartz.
Okay.
The quartz is the most abundant mineral on the earth. And, so we take three ingredients: sand, soda ash, and lime. Sand is the bulk of it. Soda ash acts as a flux and it makes the sand melt at a lower temperature.
Okay.
And the lime holds it together. But just to melt the sand, we'd have to get the furnaces up to 3,000 degrees. And that's too. So the oven that we're working out of now is 2,300 degrees. So it wouldn't melt the sand, but by adding the soda, it reduces the melting temperature of the sand.
Okay.
They actually make glass called fused silica, which is just straight sand. And that's what they use in the windows of space shuttle and space capsules because it's good up to 3,000 degrees. And when they come back into the atmosphere, you don't want the windows to melt.
Wow. And these guys been doing this?
Ben has been blowing glass, Ben in the olive shirt, I think for about 31 years. Gabe in the hat, 30 years. They're all very well preserved. And it looks guys have any questions? When the thing is really hot, the glass glows and you can't see the pattern. As we get further on in the process, the glass is cooler and the glow is not hiding the pattern.
That is fascinating. Really.
The checkerboard.
Yes.
But what is it to start with? Is it a powder or is it?
No, we started with little glass tiles called Marini. We laid out the checkerboard pattern, and we fused that together. Then we rolled it up into a tube, closed the end of the tube. We have a little bubble with a checkerboard pattern in it, and then we've been dipping it in clear glass, and then blowing it up.
I would guess the secret of what they're doing is knowing when to apply heat and when not. You know, when to stay back.
That's part of it. Yep.
Are those pretend ice cubes? He's that kind. He would go bring out a box of pretend ice cubes.
Oh, really?
It's cake.
That's mean cake.
Able to, if I can't hear you, I can always go up there.
More.
Yeah, we have that. The acoustics in here is bad. We got the music on.
Yeah.
Furnace is going.
Yeah.
It makes it hard to hear. So. Glass that's wrapped around the end of the steel pipe is very fragile. If it's allowed to get too cold, that glass will crack. So we just got to keep that glass wrapped around the end of the pipe warm so it doesn't crack.
Great. Oh, okay.
And when I say warm, I mean above 900 degrees.
Yeah. Pretty warm. Yeah.
Warm. Okay. Safety goggles are required for everyone down on the floor there, yeah?
Yes. Well, or glass, just regular glasses, but glasses. In fact, today I was, I had surgery on my eyes, and now I can see perfectly. So I used to come down here and just wear my regular glasses. You know, sort of. Now I go out there and I realize I don't have any glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of running to get safety.
Well, congrats. Yeah.
It's like taking 30, 40 years off my vision. I can read without glasses. Good for you. Before the cataract, before I had my surgery, I was like walking around in fog. Now I don't need my glasses. It's like the NFL. It's got a big computer screen with all the different camera views on it. You can switch from one to the other and zoom in and out.
And Chris just has to be on the mic listening to
They have
it.
to listen to my dribble all day long.
Never possible that you can say just a moment's notice, put this up.
I mean, they, you know, it's good. I've been doing it for a while. Doesn't always get it right. Most of the time. Can't tell the difference between picture and picture. 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 Oh. Picture. Oh, it did it that time. Wow. kids have
nephew's first time here.
Oh,
my
wow.
sister-in-law.
Do you know about our contest for kids? Any kid that comes to museum 12 or younger, are you 12? How old are you?
11.
Perfect. You can do a drawing once a month. We pick one of the drawings and we make whatever you drew out of glass.
That is so cool because we saw on that rope.
Right.
That is so
So
cool.
we make 2 of each drawing, one for the museum to keep and one for the kids to keep.
Shut up.
It doesn't cost
imagine?
anything.
Gotta do a lucky cat.
So there's a table out in the lobby with drawing materials and entry forms. And if you don't feel inspired right now, grab an entry form. You can do your drawing at home and then mail it in.
So you can turn in a chance once a month.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes.
Do it. That'd be so cool. There's a couple of pieces that I saw that I want myself to have in my house.
Oh, right.
The heart one. It's a blue and it has it's like a cloud, but it's a heart, and then it's holding a little red heart. Aww.
Nice.
So cute.
Yeah, the kids come up with some great ideas.
Yeah, melting ice. Melting ice is what it's called.
The kids come up with great ideas.
They
yeah.
do.
So, yeah, if you want to enter, doesn't cost anything. Just go ahead and do it, or take an entry form home and do it at home and mail it in. There's an address on the form where you can drop it off. I don't know. Do you live locally?
No, they're from Virginia, but we do.
Well, you can just
Yeah,
we do it at home in Virginia.
We live here and they live in Virginia, but
we do have the U.S. mail. So
yeah. For now.
Yeah,
For now.
For now. Thank you so much.
So we're going to drill a small hole in the top. When we attach the second piece, there'll be a hole going all the way through so we can blow into the form. So the top half of this is in the garage, the silver oven with the curved side, waiting for it to be attached. Can we put up the sculpture drawing again? Do you guys have any questions? Yeah. United States, of course. Australia. Japan. Czech Republic. They are a little different, yeah. For instance, we blow glass sitting down. Czechs and the Germans blow glass standing up. We use a lot of tools. The Swedes try to use as few tools as possible. It's just stylistic thing. There's no right and wrong. Just whatever you're used to. But yeah, so it's a little different from place to place. So over on the far left, Nick has the top half of this sculpture. We made that just after lunch. And we're going to get it ready to attach it to the bottom half, which is what we have in the center. So we're going to bring over the top half, and we're just going to check. We're not actually going to attach it this time. We're going to see how they go together. Pay attention.
You get the picture of the sculpture up when it comes together.
Yeah. See where they get that white logo? Video.
Just when we need them.
So when we join these two together, we have to think about three different things. We have to make the piece on the far left, that's the bottom piece. We got to get the top of that hot. You got to get the bottom of this hot. And we got to make sure that the glass that's wrapped around the end of the metal pipe also stays warm so it doesn't crack. So every once in a while, you'll see the glass blower pick up a torch and just heat up the glass that's wrapped around the end of the metal pipe. The torch in Ben's hand, Ben is the man in the olive shirt, the center workbench, is a propane and oxygen torch. It has a 5,000 degree flame. It allows us to get one small area of the glass very hot very quickly. So we want to make the top of the bottom piece hot. We want to make the bottom of the top piece hot. And when we press the two hot sections together, they'll fuse. So here we go. We're going to attach them. And we're going to move the top piece at a little bit of an angle. That's the way Mr. Mount wants it. Doesn't want it completely straight. So he wants the top piece connecting at a slight angle. So they want that top piece to be kinked just a little bit. So we're going to clean up the excess glass at the very tip of the top piece. We heat it up with a hot torch. And we'll get rid of that little extra piece of clear glass at the top. No, we're going to clean that up, close it up.
Okay, that's cool. Wow.
Everything we make here has to be cooled slowly or it'll break. So we're going to take it off the metal rod. We're going to place it in an oven called the annealer. Will be cooled slowly over a 20-hour period. We keep the annealer at a constant temperature all day long. We place all the objects that we make during the day in there. And then at night, the oven has a little computerized thermostat that automatically slowly turns the temperature down to room temperature. If we just made this and put it on the table and let it cool on its own, it would cool too quickly and unevenly, and it would break. So over to our annealing oven. And let's have a big hand for the Museum of Glass Hot Shop team and our guest artist, Nick Mount. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks for coming in, guys. Yeah. Okay. The patterns start at the very beginning. We lay out the pattern with these little glass tiles called Marini. So we had a little pattern. It's no bigger than this. It's just alternating check pattern. We heat that up and squeeze it together so it fuses, and then we roll it into a tube, close the end of the tube. Then we have a little bubble with the check pattern in it. We dip that several times into the molten glass, and then we blow it up like a balloon. So each square that you saw in the pattern was one of these. So it stretches out as it blows up. That's it, a little thing, a little ball. Let's see. Yes, so we just make a little pattern bubble with these tiles, and then we dip it in several times in clear glass, and then we blow it up like a balloon. And it retains the pattern. And of course, the pattern stretches as we blow it up. Well, we lay out our, could we put up, so we make our little pattern with these tiles. We put it on a ceramic plate and then put it in that big round oven, the glory hole. We heat it up till it's soft and sticky, and then we squeeze a little so all the little tiles stick together. Hot glass sticks to hot glass. And then we roll it up on a tube and then close the end of it. And then we have a bubble with the check pattern in it. We coat that several times with the clear glass and then blow it up like a balloon. And the pattern it stays there, but it stretches as we inflate it. Well, it's hard to see, but that's how we do it. Yes, so it was we roll it up with we make a little tube, and we use that little tube to roll it up. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming in. You're very welcome. some prep work for things that we're going to make tomorrow. So we're just going to make a little bubble.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Thank you.
We've laid out a pattern of these little mosaic tiles called Marini. Little, it's on the ceramic plate in that oven there. Give it a little squeeze so that all the little tiles stick together. And then we're going to roll that up into a little tube, and we'll have the start of a pattern piece for the sculptures that we're going to make tomorrow. Okay, yeah, so that's how this is how it starts. So you make this little pattern, roll it up into a tube, close the end, and then we'll have a little bubble with the check pattern in it.
Yeah.
And we'll dip that in a bunch of clear glass several times, and then blow it up like a balloon. We're kind of at the end of our day,
Yeah.
so we're just going to make some of these little pattern bubbles.
And I got to see you all finish, and then I just came back in. Just taking some time and relaxing.
Okay,
It's lovely.
How it starts.
How long have you been working here? Or working in the class? It's amazing. Yeah. Love it.
I love it and I hate it.
Yeah. That's what I'm most passionate about. Love hate relationship. The ceramic work. But he's been on a hiatus. He got rid of his kiln about 4 years ago.
Oh.
But he just bought a house here, and so he's got space now, so he's gonna get another kiln.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But he works at a gallery in Seattle. So I don't know if he's actually got to come by yet. But when I move down here, I'm gonna come and do a class because I've always wanted to, try.
We don't really have full-on classes.
Yeah.
We have like little try-it sessions.
Yeah, that's what I like to try. Just to say that.
Yeah, no, that's
I think
it's
it's
fun.
so cool.
It really is. It's really fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
just
haven't.
wanna-
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let you know so you don't think it's not enough to really learn how to do it.
No,
but to
understood.
experience.
Yeah. Well, who knows what can happen? We'll see what happens.
There's a class studio down the street that
Yeah.
gives actual classes.
Really? Okay. What's it called?
It's called Tacoma Glass Blowing.
Tacoma Glass Club?
Glass Blowing.
Blowing. Oh, okay. Cool.
And then there's about a half a dozen places in Seattle
Yeah.
that give
Lessons.
lessons that you really actually learn.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I'd like I said, I'm probably going to move here in August.
What?
I'm moving here in August. I live
Oh, well.
I live in Florida. So hopefully I'll move here in August and get to try something out like
Yeah,
that.
no, we do it all the time. Yeah, it's fun. Walk you through it. But it's just to get the experience, not to really learn the whole.
I'll have to. They reopen the gallery.
Yeah.
It's nice because they give you like a complimentary return ticket. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So I bought my ticket today, and they gave me a free one to come back because the main gallery's not open.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm super excited, and they said actually I could give it to my boyfriend because I don't think he's gotten to come. So either we will both come or
Oh,
he'll
that's
come.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. I didn't know they were doing that.
No, that's
Awesome.
yeah. What's your name, sir?
Walt.
Walt. I'm Heather.
Hi, Heather.
to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you. That oven is 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow. That's hot.
That's very hot. 200 degrees hotter than the hottest volcano.
Really? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Holy moly.
Volcanoes run from about 1,700 to about 2,100.
Wow. That's crazy. Art is cool. It's cool.
Take me away from this lonesome time.
guy, a light gray shirt.
That's
That's,
the artist, right?
yeah, that's our visiting artist.
Okay,
He's
very
only
cool.
here for 5 days. He's working with our team.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So how long, so you've been working in glass for 50 years, but how long have you worked here, Walt?
15 years.
15, okay. And where did you come from?
What?
Did you come from Seattle or where?
Yes.
Yeah. And you've always been out here?
No, I grew up in New York.
New York, okay. A New Yorker, huh? Usually you guys live in Florida.
What?
Most of the New Yorkers live where I live in Florida. That's where I
Not
live.
old. Maybe I'm not old enough for that yet.
Good. Yeah, Florida. My boyfriend and I were talking about it. It's very different in Florida than it is in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest, right? It's pretty crazy now. Definitely more New Yorkers than there are native Floridians out there.
Yeah, no, that's pretty typical.
Yeah. But I'm from Ohio, so I'm a transplant to Florida too. So. But I come out here and I look around and everything reminds me of home, actually. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's weird. The downtown here reminds me of downtown Cincinnati area because of the hills and just it's very industrial. Oh. Right? And then Cincinnati's on the water, like Ohio River. But then the trees and the houses in Seattle, like I walked around with one of my friends from college actually, who's from Cincy, and he's like, yeah, he felt the same. So all the
Really?
plants, yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's like coming home, but not. But it's cool. But I appreciate you talking to me.
Here.
Everyone here has been pretty friendly that I've talked to in the city, so that's nice.
Oh, it varies depending on what we're making.
Yeah.
A
You're working on-
Christmas ornament
Yeah.
takes like 3 minutes to
Yeah.
make. Some of the kids' stuff takes an entire day.
Really? That's great. But it's such a labor of love, right? Like if you do it too hot, like not enough, it's not gonna look the way you want it, right? You gotta put a lot of effort or energy into keeping it, right?
You know, it's like learning a sport or learning dance. You know,
Yeah.
practice, practice, practice. You get better at it as you go.
Yeah. Well, how did you pick it up though? What made you just saw someone
I
do
was,
it?
somebody told me I was in art college.
Yeah.
And, somebody told me it was fun.
Yeah.
I took the class, and the teacher told me that I was really bad at it.
Oh, so you proved me wrong, right?
And I said, "Fuck you, Dan."
Was it your dad?
No, Dan.
Oh, it was like your dad?
His
Oh,
name was Dan.
Dan. You told
I
him,
said,
huh?
I'm gonna learn how to do this or die trying.
All right, and you did it. Pretty cool. Love it.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah, well, you proved it, right? I've done stuff like that. I've done it. It feels good when it's something you love, you know?
Well, I hear my train a-coming.
So we're going to use that little blob to close up the end of that tube. We'll cut away the excess.
Thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
Hi. How are you? Good. Do you have any questions? Bring him back. Oh, is that the Sonics? How's that going? No, I've been reading about it in the paper a little bit. I think it'd be great to have him back, have a Seattle team again. That's true. Okay, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.